Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're getting back into Why Are You? I just finished reacting to episode 4, and it's gonna be a long, fun night. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning, and I found out earlier today that my work tomorrow is canceled because Hurricane Elsa is on her way, and the weather is like, yeah, no, we cancel, we closing stuff down. So I'm like, okay, that means I get to be home all day tomorrow, so I get to sleep my ass in, so I get to stay up as late as I want to. So I'm gonna watch as much of this series as I goddamn want to, and that, praise Jesus. So we're just gonna dive on into episode 5 because if y'all saw episode 4, y'all know why. Okay, so contrary to what I said in the last episode where, I was saying how things felt super balanced between the two main ships and how I didn't feel like any storyline suffered or was ignored, this episode for me was all about Pight and Tutor. It's all about them. All about them. Like, yes, we had some sci-fi and zone stuff in the beginning of the episode. Like, the first half of the episode was a lot of them picking up from where we left off last episode in the rain, and they headed to Sci-Fi's room to get the bracelet, and there was Zone feeling all kinds of ways in the bed and constantly looking at his crotch like whoop, and then you hear the sound effects like, okay baby, I get it. And then they woke up all cuddly wuddly, and I'm like, okay. And then at first I was a little surprised because Sci-Fi was like acting all surprised, like, oh my god, you cuddled me, you hugged me, I'm like, girl, I thought this is what you wanted. I thought you was all about this like 5 minutes ago. What happened? And then like light switch flipped on. He's like, okay, we both hugged each other then. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, Sci-Fi. I don't know what's going on in your head, but you're cute, very cute, especially shirtless Sci-Fi. Yes, praise Jesus. But then Zone waking up, not knowing what happened, and jumping to the worst conclusion, talking about is he pregnant? Did they use protection? Oh, Zone. Adorable. I love him, and I oh Lord, he's something else. He's something else. But yes, clearly that they played that up a lot with him and his friends in the beginning in class, and some more during while he and Sci-Fi were rehearsing, and then that's pretty much all we really got from them. We had where Zone and Zol met, and Zol told him that yeah, she wanted him in the story, but she ended up changing it because of how he felt about it, and all of a sudden he had this just weight lifted off his shoulders, and he had felt all this relief, which I don't know if it's true. I feel like she's lying, because like there was something she was saying to herself there, but there weren't any captions, there weren't any translations for it, so I don't know what she said. But like I feel like she was just saying that for the sake of making him feel better, because as soon as she told him that, you could see the weight lift off his shoulders, and his interactions with Sci-Fi instantly became more comfortable, more natural, and he wasn't overthinking everything. He wasn't worrying about what people perceived, and he was just in the moment, enjoying himself, playing the guitar. They were all close and personal and playing the guitar and all that kind of stuff, and there was no second thoughts about anything in his head. And then when his friends came and interrupted and whatnot, even then Sci-Fi put his arm around him at one point and pulled him in, and still nothing, no like fighting it, no pushing it off, none of that, just easy breezy, natural, just like okay, cool, I don't have to worry about this thing happening because she wrote in her story that this isn't gonna happen, so clearly it's not gonna happen, so it's fine. Whatever is going on here is just, it's in the end it's not gonna happen. So I feel like she kind of told him a lie potentially to make it more of a self-fulfilling prophecy, so he thinks nothing's gonna happen, so he's now all of a sudden comfortable with Sci-Fi, and now that he's comfortable, he's gonna let himself feel things a little bit more easily. So it's like, So yeah, we just gotta wait and see how things turn out with them. And then there's also that little mini ship between the guy who originally was flirting with Zoe at the last episode, and now the one guy who she gave her secondary phone to and told him to keep him busy. There seemed to be some sort of little romantic action happening there, and I'm not mad about it. That's what I said. She probably should do last episode in order to just kind of pawn him off, and maybe she did. Maybe she took my advice, even though clearly this came out way before I watched it, but still. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got from Sci-Fi and Zone, and then the rest of the episode was all about Pight and Tutor. Tutor, trying to find a new job. Eventually he did at this beauty supply store, whatever it was, and retail is a pain in the ass. I hate working retail. I've worked it before. I hate it. I hate having to sell people things. And it takes a special kind of person to be able to sell people things. I'm not one of those people. Y'all know at this point I'm a very introverted personality. I don't like having to talk to people unless, well, I don't like having to talk to people. Like, I will talk to, like, friends and whatnot. Sure, natural conversation, but I don't like being forced to have to talk to people and then have to convince them to buy something. So I completely understand where Tutor is coming from at that point, and Pight he's trying. He is trying so hard, and it's the effort. He's putting forth all this effort, and at first, Tutor was, getting upset and, telling me, leave the store, or, leave me alone, blah, blah, blah. Why are you upsetting me? Why are you bothering me? Blah, 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 blah. But I'm sitting here like, yes, I can see how it would be annoying or irritating in the moment. But at the same time, if you step back, you got to step back and look at it from an outside perspective. And you just got to see that nobody's going to put this much effort into trying to irritate you or annoy you or whatever if they didn't have some level of interest in you in some way, shape, or form. So him showing up at your job religiously, day in, day out, it's because he's got some sort of interest, some level of interest in you. And yeah, as an outsider, I can see it, and I'm glad that, eventually Tutor could see it too. It took him dressing in a giant koala costume and whatnot and handing out flyers, but it got the job done. And then from there, the cab ride home, cuteness personified. Like I mentioned, the lighting is gorgeous. It just bounces off their cheekbones and they just look gorgeous. And then there was a whole creditor guy who saying, you gotta come see my brother. I'm like, okay, I don't know, whatever. But them in the rain, and then having to dry off, and then Pight taking his shirt off. Praise Jesus. Like I imagined him having a good body, because let's face it, it's a BL series. Everybody in these damn series always got fantastic bodies, fantastic singing voices. They're amazingly beautiful to look at. They're great actors. Like that's just the MO of all these series that I watch. So I'm not surprised they had a good body, but I wasn't expecting that body, because like most of the series I've watched have been, centered around like high school or early college, whatever kind of thing, with the exception of a couple that I've seen. So most of the people, or a lot of the people in the series, tend to have more boyish kind of figures, like, or more thin, athletic type figures, where they're lean, very, very lean, not an ounce of body fat on them, perfect six packs, all that kind of stuff, but very lean. But Pight is a little bit more athletic, a little bit more swole. He got he got muscle on him, but he, praise Jesus. Lord, that body was delicious. I wasn't ready for that. And I love that they lingered with their shirts off for a while, and then Tutor took his shirt off too, and I'm like, praise Jesus, hallelujah. And then Tutor started getting bold and started making my heart rate climb, and he started pushing up on Pight, like, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this episode a few more times, because praise Jesus, got me feeling some type of way. But then he was just making an example. It's like, if you don't know how you feel, then stop teasing me with all of you pushing up on me like this. If you don't actually know how you feel or what you're going to do in this situation, don't keep putting me in this situation because it makes me feel uncomfortable. But then, you know, in that last scene, we got our second kiss, but this one was consensual this time. Y'all know I'm very big on consent. Although, you know, the first kiss between them very much, it caught me off guard, but I was like, praise Jesus, because I needed it. Need to break that sexual tension. But this one, it was consensual, and it wasn't about like, oh, we're making out. It was just he crept in slow. He gave, you know, Tutor every opportunity to back up, to run away, to escape, but no. He started to tense up a little bit, and I was like, don't you start a dachian on me. Don't you start a dachian on me, bitch. Don't you start it. So, you know, he came in slow and steady, and it was just sweet. It was sweet and tender and intimate. It wasn't about being aggressive and passionate. It was just sweet. I was like, oh, y'all better give me these feels, better give me these butterflies. Yes, praise Jesus. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very excited. Obviously, he didn't answer the question. He didn't, you know, Tutor's trying to get a very definitive answer out of him, like, hey, do you like men? A, so I know how to proceed myself, but B, so I know how to proceed with this whole situation with you and Hua, because Hua is still lingering out in you know, limbo somewhere. She hasn't been mentioned in the last like couple episodes, but she's still out there. You know, things haven't really been broken up with her yet, so she's still out there lingering. So we got to figure out what we're gonna do with Hua. And they got to come back because he got to go be with Hua. I've shipped it. That ship's gonna sail. I'm banking on it. But yeah, the question still wasn't officially answered. Like, yes, it seems like an obvious enough answer. Like, even if I don't like men, I like you. So we just gotta wait and see where things go. So I'm very, very excited. It is currently 2:30 in the morning. But as I said in my last episode, I don't have to work tomorrow because of Hurricane Elsa shutting everything down. So I get to stay up as late as I want to. So I'm going to watch another damn episode and just see where this series goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys.